everybody, this is Daniel and welcome to episode 19, which will be the final episode of season 1 of this manager mode with Watford. It's going to be an exciting episode, I think, with it's going to be a recap on last season, also some information on which teams got promoted, relegated, which teams offered me a contract to be their manager, and BPL top 4 clubs and some stats from last year. So anyways, let's start off with the clubs promoted, and as you guys know, Watford and West Ham have been promoted. Leicester City won the playoff there. Clubs relegated: Norwich, Swansea, and QPR, which is funny because they are the clubs that got promoted to the BPL last year. The top 4 clubs here, now I'm not sure this is in order past Chelsea. I know that Chelsea did win, but those are the top 4 clubs and will be entering the Champions League. And here are the top scorers. We have Sordell in first place with 32 goals. Ridiculous season for him. McGinn there with 21, so that's pretty good too. Sordell and McGinn also leading the assist leaders, which is crazy. And we'll move on to clean sheets, where I think Loach is in, I believe, 4th. Yes, he is, with 19 clean sheets, which is pretty darn good. But we will move on to now a squad report. And these are the overall stats final of my players and how they progress. Loach is a +2, Doyley a +1, and you can see their stats over there on the right also. Pretty good for an old probably the oldest player on our team. Marvel Wynn didn't progress any, but some of his stats did increase, so I'll take that. Mariappa +3, and look at all the stats has increased. He is definitely a center back that I'm going to keep because he is progressing very nicely. Move on to Dickinson +2, which is nice also. Maybe looking for a left back during transfer season because he is my only left back, but we'll see about that. Boabin +2 also, some nice stat increasing there. Good player, and he'll be used next season also. Jonathan Hogg +2, what I read up on as the player that will progress most, but only a +2 as of now. Moving on to John Taylor, only had him for half the season, or less than half the season, but he is a +1. With some nice stat increase there. He will be definitely progressing very nicely in the Premiership. Moving on to McGinn, and he's a +2, but his long shots +4, shot power +3, and definitely a key player for me. Mark Yates, maybe a player that I'm looking to sell. I know he's doing very well in the Watford season right now in real life, but we'll get more into that during the transfer season. Sordell, only a +1, which I'm actually really surprised about. Don't think he's going to progress that much more if he's scored 32 goals in a season and only +1. Here's a keeper that I have, my backup keeper, +3 without even playing for the whole season, so I'll definitely take that, and he'll be progressing on my bench. But as you see here, letter from the board, congratulations on exceeding what was expected of you, amazing season, blah, blah, blah. And here are the teams that I got offered by. Now, obviously, stay with Watford. They want to keep me, and yeah, it doesn't show the transfer budget. I'll get into that. I also got an offer from Wigan. And look at their transfer budget, pretty good there, and a really big wage budget there too, which is kind of ridiculous. But maybe it's just me, I've been on the low side of things with Watford. Leicester, they want to hire me after recently being promoted also, and they have a pretty nice transfer budget, to be honest too, and a good squad as you look at that. Not compared to mine, but definitely a little bit better than mine stat-wise. Leche, I'll probably pronounce that wrong. That's like milk in Spanish, but they offered me a spot as their manager. Now, the remaining clubs that you will see here are just, I'm not even going to say their names because a lot of them are really long names, hard to pronounce, but as you see here, I go back to stay with Watford, and here's my choice. And looking at the club, I have to take it. I've got them to the Premiership, and as you guys know, I want to continue this series with Watford. So now we'll view my contract at $22,000 per week. I would definitely take that in real life, but the transfer season is approaching and upon us, so if you guys have any suggestions, leave those in the comment section. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, which will be the next episode.